You're scrolling. It's late. Within 60 seconds, you've handed over your money for something you didn't know existed 5 minutes ago. Later, you ask yourself how that happened. You aren't impulsive, and you're careful with your budget. Yet the decision felt almost automatic. You weren't tricked by a discount or a flashy ad. You were moved by 5 specific psychological forces that guide how the human brain evaluates a choice. These same laws are at work whenever a person tries to move someone else toward an idea, whether that's a job interview, a pitch for funding, or a conversation with a friend. Understanding these forces reveals the mechanics behind why we say yes and helps you recognize the moments when you are being guided toward a decision. Compare 2 approaches. The first person talks only about features and pricing. The second listens, asks questions, and offers a piece of useful advice, helping you whether you buy or not. You trust the second person due to the reciprocity instinct. When someone provides value without asking for anything back, the brain registers a debt. Giving first shifts the dynamic to an act of service, lowering the psychological resistance that usually meets a sales pitch. With the defenses down, the focus shifts to the underlying driver of most spending. Every purchase is an investment in a feeling. A sports car is an investment in the feeling of being noticed. A gym membership is an investment in becoming someone who shows up. This aligns with how we process choices. Research shows the emotional centers of the brain activate before the logical ones. We feel the pull of a transformation before we evaluate the details. Logic enters the conversation afterward, primarily to provide a rational justification that makes the emotional choice feel responsible. Then there is the pressure of time. You see a countdown timer or a notification that stock is low, and a product you weren't thinking about a minute ago suddenly feels essential. This illustrates loss aversion. Evolutionarily, our minds weigh a potential loss much heavier than an equivalent gain. Manufactured urgency removes the window for slow, deliberate thinking. Without time to reflect, the brain defaults to a fast emotional reaction instead of a logical evaluation. However, even a perfectly timed pitch will completely fail if the person delivering it lacks true, genuine conviction. Humans are skilled at scanning for emotional truth. When someone doesn't believe in what they're saying, that doubt leaks out through their tone and posture, and our brains unconsciously pick up on it. Because we are wired to detect this emotional leakage, real belief is the one tool of persuasion that cannot be manufactured with a script. The final law connects these triggers within the context of a relationship. A sale is effectively a connection compressed into a very short window of time. When someone listens actively and tailors their approach to who you are, the brain registers that attention as safety. Trust is built through attention, not just information. This is why mass, impersonal pitches so often fail, while a recommendation from someone you already know remains a dominant force in any market. A referral skips the initial hurdles of persuasion. The psychological safety is already there, which means the person is ready to hear the offer. Generosity lowers defenses. Emotion opens the door. Scarcity removes hesitation. Belief validates the choice. And relationships provide the foundation. These laws represent a map of how we actually navigate choices and process information in the real world. The next time you feel a sudden pull toward a decision, stop for a second. Identify which of these forces is moving you. Once you see them clearly, you can choose how to respond instead of simply reacting.